So welcome to room 309 of the Mitsis Palace Hotel in Rhodes Town, Greece, on the island of Rhodes. We've just checked in, it's 9:30 at night, and we're here for one night only to begin with, before getting on a cruise ship tomorrow, and then we're back here in a week's time for 6 nights. So this is just our first room, and first impressions are that it's large and clean and very bright, but very stuffy. I've put the air conditioning on to try and lower the temperature, but the air conditioning doesn't seem to go less than 18, so we'll see how that goes. In terms of room facilities, there seems to be plenty of them. There's a large luggage storage area there with drawer in the bottom. Very big wardrobe with cupboard space and drawers and spare blankets. Who needs spare blankets? There we go, the tiny little safe down the bottom, which you've got to pay extra for, and about a dozen coat hangers up there, much of the same on that side. So it sounds like a reasonable room. There is a plug socket there if you have things to charge, so you can charge your things on the desk. There must be plug sockets by the bed because there are bedside lamps which have got leads, so I'm guessing there are plug sockets down there. And there's another plug socket near the window. And we have a room with a balcony, and the balcony view is this. It's okay. I've had worse, and I've had a lot better as well. I think when we return we'll request a room at the front of the hotel. Anyway, as we're only here for a night this time, I'm just going to make this part of the video short, and then when we return in a week's time I'll give a more extensive view around, but we'll just have a quick look at the bathroom before anything else, and then I will be saying goodbye from Rhodes for a while. Okay, so you've got a loo with a telephone. Very good. Right, so it's a nice shiny, and it looks like a recently refurbed bathroom, although the hairdryer looks a bit of a heirloom. You get free soaps and things. Nice big deep sink. Large area by the side and a big mirror all the way along. Hello. Down here is the shower bath with towels at the end. There's a bit of a step down. There's no grab rail, and there's no non-slip surface in the bottom, so not the safest of places to shower and bath, particularly if you have mobility issues. There's a towel for the floor just there. Welcome. That's the electric going on, by the way. Welcome to room 614 of the Mitsis Petit Palais Hotel in Rhodes Town, on the island of Rhodes in Greece. In fact, we're closer to Turkey than we are mainland Greece. Let's get some aircon on because it's absolutely stifling in here, but we are nevertheless in Greece. So what we have here is room 614. This is typically a family room in the hotel for 4 people, But due to a comedy of errors upon check-in, where we were supposedly supposed to be allocated rooms next to my parents who we were with, and we weren't, and then we were given another room which somebody else was already in. We have now ended up here after I complained and dished out the press card. It works wonders, that thing. Anyway, so we're now in room 614, the biggest room in the hotel, and it's not looking too bad at all. So I'm going to talk you through the room, what we've got here. As you'll be aware already if you've got this far, I was in this hotel last week and then I've been on a cruise in between. I wasn't majorly impressed when I checked in last week, but I was pretty tired. I'd been travelling and it was noisy when we got here. So we'll start afresh with this review, although like I say, it has been a bit of a comedy of errors upon check-in. So there's a quadruple sized wardrobe, this size with shelving etc, blankets which you'll never need, and then there's a large area for hanging things, lots of hangers, and the safe at the bottom. It's only a small safe, and as you can see by the prongs sticking out, it's not a free safe. So I'll have to go and get a key for that from reception. And then we have on this side of the hotel more shelving space. This side of the hotel, sorry. We have on this side of the wardrobe more shelving space. So next to the bed is a lamp and telephone, and there is a plug socket if you want to unplug the lamp and plug your phone in to charge next to the bed. On the wall is some bizarre device from about 3 decades ago. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. Some sort of radio possibly. And then we have a box of tricks just here. Does that lift? No. So there's a drawer down there, deep drawer, and that's for putting your luggage on. There is a table and chair and mirror so you can sort yourself out. Hello. You like my t-shirt? It's an AT-AT. And next to that we've got another plug socket there for things to charge. We have the ye olde chunky grundig television, which won't be getting switched on this week, and underneath that is a mini bar. No, underneath that is an empty fridge. Well, that could come in useful. Bottles of water, etc. We've got a nice balcony. Just before we go out there, we also have a chair and a coffee table there. Right, so let's look on the balcony. It's a bit noisy with the aircon unit going. Thankfully you can't really hear that indoors. So we have a room with a sea view. Now this is a Mitsis chain hotel. That's also a Mitsis just there. And this one here is the Mitsis Grand Palais. We're in the Petit Palais, the small palace. That's the big palace. And if you're at the small palace like we are, you can use the facilities at the big palace, such as the swimming pools and the sunbeds, although you can't use the all-inclusive there. But that's quite useful to know. And it's got a much larger pool, or pools, because there's several pools there, than what we have here at this hotel. Gosh, that is a noisy old thing, isn't it? Right. Let's get away from that. It does a reasonable job of soundproofing anyway. Right. So one spin around again at the bedroom. And now we'll have a look at the bathroom. Okay, so we get the light on. Right, so we have a nice large bathroom which has got a bath with a bit of a step down, which also doubles as a shower. Now there's no grab rail for people with mobility issues. What about this? That's quite sturdy, so you could hold onto the towel rail. There is the all-important coat hook. Never underestimate the importance of coat hooks in bathrooms. Trust me on this one. There's the hairdryer for the ladies, or of course those gentlemen who like to preen their bouffants. A good selection of things for your suitcase and soaps. Just the one glass, no expense spared. 2 towels, hand towels just there. 2 bath towels just there. So there is literally enough room in this bathroom to swing a cat, if you did bring one with you and indeed you wanted to swing it. But it is boiling hot in here. Right, I'm going to unpack, I'm going to explore, and I shall review some more later. That's the wife, by the way. Say hello.
Hello.
We've just had this massive bloody cockroach now squashed. That's a bit of a worry, I have to say. Well, this is the morning after, and having conducted an extensive search of the room, we found no more cockroaches, but we have found the most likely point of entry. That's the door to the corridor, and as you can see at the bottom there is a gap of round about 1 inch. So at night time now we're going to be sleeping with that plugged up, although they could come in the daytime anyway. So not very good. So this is the solution to keep cockroaches out. I've also sprayed a barrier of insect repellent on the floor. Well, we've just come back to the room to find this little surprise. A half bottle of red wine and a plate of fruit. I'm wondering if this is by means of an apology for yesterday's mix-up on check-in. If it is, or if it isn't, it's a very nice gesture anyway. So thank you. This is the restaurant's conservatory, which I'm filming from the outside. It's nice in there when they open the windows so the breeze blows through, because it's very warm in the restaurant.
So as always, really dirty dust has to fish up.
Good man, I'm the happy chef. There's a book exchange, which is very good. Card tables. And 3 internet terminals that you have to pay to hire. Okay, the lifts are fast but quite unforgiving, in the sense that as soon as you press that button, that door shuts. So you've got to get in and make sure everybody's in before you close the door. And it's a KN I've never heard of. And bend your knees for the impact. The other thing about the lifts is that they only hold 4 people. So when everyone's checking out with luggage, it's a bit of a problem. Showing you some views over Rhodes Town from the hotel. Not amazing, but they're alright. some of the less salubrious vistas over Rhodes can be seen from the back of the hotel. There's the views down to the pools at the back. As you can see, they're only small pools. So if you are getting picked up or dropped off by coach, then it doesn't stop outside of the hotel, it stops at the end of the block. So that's the coach just there, dropping off and picking up. And then it's just a short walk from there along to reception, which is where the flowers are, just up those steps there. Or up the little ramp next to the steps. Also to point out, that's the taxi rank, which is a very short walk from the hotel. If I just pan back from there, so you walk through the Grand Bazaar, and again the front of the hotel is just here. So it's literally a 1 minute walk to the taxi rank. A taxi to the old town, if you go to the top of the old town and then walk down to the port, from the top of the old town it's €7, and a taxi to the port is €8. I cannot comment on what a taxi to the airport costs because we haven't got one there. Now this outside of the conservatory for the restaurant is also next to the lounge, which is just through those doors there. This is a lovely terraced area, and you can see it's been done to a nice finish, and it's unused. And at night time this really should have tables and chairs on it, because this is a 215 room hotel with a 450 capacity, yet there are only 124 seats available downstairs in the lounge, the bar and the smoking area. And I know that because I've just counted them. There are 47 in the lounge, 36 in the bar and 31 in the smoking area. When the restaurant is closed, those seats are not brought out for people to use. Maybe they are if they're requested, but I haven't seen that yet. But this is a wasted space that could easily be used much better. So a recommendation to Mitsis hotels is to put tables and chairs out here. Of course, the other advantage of putting tables and chairs on this area would be that it might encourage more people to come and use the bar at the hotel. And the people who are staying here who are not all-inclusive might be more tempted to spend more money in the bar here than go elsewhere. Okay, so we've come to Simi for the day, so we've got a pack up from Mitsis Petit Palais. This is for 2 people, and this is what we get. So as expected, this is a very good packet. We've got 4 sandwiches, 2 peaches, 2 slices of cake and 2 bottles of water. So thank you and well done to Mitsis Petit Palais for a very good pack range. Anyway, just a couple more room observations. This is the plug socket behind, next to the bed, and as you can see, when I go to remove the plug, it lifts the entire socket out to the wall. I've had to unplug the lamp so I can plug my strip plug in for charging things up, but that's obviously quite dangerous. Also want to point out some of the, whether it will show up on the camera or not. Can you see the plasterwork there? It's not very good, it's a bit bodged. It's been painted over where it hasn't been smoothed off properly. And it just gives it, you know, an incomplete look, which is silly because it doesn't take a lot of work to make it look complete. The air conditioning is set to the coolest temperature of 18 degrees. I don't know if it goes down to that or not, but because this is such a large room, it's difficult to get the temperature down. So even though it's been on fully, it still stays warm. But what is quite unbearable is the bathroom, because there's no aircon in here. So the second, I mean, you can actually feel, as soon as I put my arm in there, it feels like I've gone into an oven. And when you shut the door, it just becomes unbearable in here. So there's no reason why there shouldn't be aircon working in here. If we look up there, there's a grill. So aircon should be working in here, but it doesn't. And it didn't in the room we were in last week either. And here's another little feature. I mean, someone's obviously kicked the door in at some point, but what a bodge repair. It looks poor. And it's a shame, because then they go to the trouble of providing marble tiling, brand new marble tiling, and a brand new toilet and a brand new sink, which is a great sink, by the way, a really deep sink. We needed to do a bit of washing yesterday, and it held like 4 t-shirts quite comfortably. So it's got good facilities, and then some really bodgy finishes. And just on that note, I want to show you the balcony. We'll have another look at the noisy fan, but I want to show you something else. You can see the bottom of the fan has rusted out and fallen away. You can see the flow through the bottom, just there. I mean, the noise this makes is horrendous. But look at the poor finish here on the corner of the balcony. On the building work itself. I mean, this is slapdash construction. It would not satisfy European safety standards at all. And I'm going to show you next door's balcony now. So I've just got to pass my camera dangerously above ground. So we don't have a balcony there next door. We have what was a balcony, but the wall has been filled in over the window and the balcony remains, and they've just left all the building rubble there. I mean, it's real slapdash construction. So one of the recommendations that I'm making to Mitsis is that this horrible, rusty, noisy, disgusting machine is completely moved out of sight of your customers. There is no reason why this wiring and this piping cannot be extended and run onto here, so that the air conditioning unit is on the balcony, which is not being used next door. That would be far more sensible. Now, I mentioned that it's a good deep sink, but something I want to point out is that the intended plug facility doesn't work, and instead you have this. Now, it might seem like a small thing, but it doesn't connect to anything. And really, the original thing should still be in working order, or it should have been repaired. Now, the only reason I'm mentioning this is that, as Mitsis Petit Palais says that it's a 4-star hotel, it should act like a 4-star hotel, and this is definitely not a 4-star thing. Just something else I want to point out is this is above the shower, and because the shower is one that you hold yourself, it's not fixed to the wall. There are times when the water goes, it sprays in different directions, and that's just, how it is. That looks like an unprotected light bulb, and if the water from that shower hits that light bulb, there is a chance it could explode. So there's a health and safety issue here in the bathroom. I'm just going to point out a couple more small design issues. This light here, you would expect to be the bathroom light, but it's not. It's the hallway light, and the one on the right is the bathroom light. So whoever has wired those switches up has wired them up the wrong way around. Again, it's a small thing, but it's sloppy. This indentation in the wall just here is not a design feature. It's caused by the door handle hitting the wall and damaging the plaster. It would be simply avoided by putting a little doorstop on the floor down there. But yet it's been overlooked. So the impression that it leaves me with is that this has been hastily thrown together to a low specification. Nobody has been picky enough. There's a process called snagging that needs to happen with new building work, where somebody goes round with a clipboard and finds all these little minor problems and niggles and gets them sorted out before they're exposed to the customers. The poorly fitting door which allowed a cockroach to get in. And again, the ye olde radio thing on the wall doesn't work. And look how it's coming away. I mean, it's a mess, isn't it? So this is not 4-star. And look at that plug socket there. Again, it's not 4-star. So it's such a shame, because it's an underachieving hotel because of things like this. And all it would take is a little bit of extra TLC, tender loving care, and a more of an eye for detail when it comes to finishing off the building work. I'm just taking the stairs up to the 7th floor to see what's up there. And this is what I've come across on the stairwell. Not very good. Oh dear. This is not very nice. There's definitely an out of sight, out of mind attitude amongst the hotel management. Not good. I just want to say that in coming up this part, I haven't broken any rules. I've not passed any signs that say do not go this way. I've simply walked up the steps to the 7th floor. Come on, you can do better than this, Mitsis. Okay, I'm just going to show you inside another bedroom, because today is checkout day. and we have 2 bedrooms, and we've kept on one of them, the only one that we could keep on, which is room 611, which is not the room that I was staying in myself, it's the room my parents were in actually. But I just want to show you the difference in the size of the rooms that there are here, because this is the 3rd room now that I've been in, and if you notice, it's also the smallest. Now it's a bit of a mess, I apologise about that, but obviously we're checking out today and everything's packed up and so forth, but it's just to give you an idea of the different room sizes that there are. So the first room that we were in was very long. This is a very small square room, and the room that we've just come from was obviously a very large room all around, and the bathroom is also much smaller than in the room where we've just come from, although decorated in exactly the same way. Now I'm just doing a shot to show you where we were. We were down the corridor just by the red box there. That was the room 614 where we've just come from. And room 611 is at the end of the corridor. And it's just down this little bit here. So it's a little tucked away a bit, actually. Now it's got advantages and disadvantages. You've got less people walking past you, which is an advantage. But you're also very close to 610. So you've got to hope that they're not noisy neighbours. So I'm telling you this to give you an idea of the layout of the hotel, really. So if you wanted to request a specific room before you came here, thinking about that layout, then it could be of help to you. So this is outside on the balcony for 611, and again they've got the similar pretty horrible unit there, but nowhere near as noisy as ours. The light has got a fitting over it, unlike ours, or unlike the one in 614. I'm sorry about the windiness here, but I'm just showing you the view again from this corner balcony, which is similar but not quite the same, because you can also look in this direction just here. Now the other disadvantage of being on this corner one is it's potentially going to be a little bit noisier because you are just that little bit closer to the crossroads. Although I will say I haven't noticed traffic noise at night time, and that's purely because the aircon has been so loud. It's drowned everything else out. One definite difference between 614 and 611 is that room 614 had a very nice and thick foam mattress on the bed, and 611 has got a very thin sprung mattress and is nowhere near as comfortable. So something else to consider.